Hi there, everybody. I am Michelle Legaly. I hope you're doing really well today. I'm going to pause for just a second to see if this is live. My little wheel goes around and around and around. Okay, it's working. Okay, welcome. Again, I'm Michelle Legaly. I am the creator of the Empaths and Sensitives Facebook group. I'm doing a Facebook Live today, and I just want to say welcome. If you are here live with me, let me know in the chat. Say hello or where you're from. I would love to hear anything from you. And I'm looking, I can see myself in my reflection. I can tell I should have done my hair before I started. But oh well, the show must go on. Sarah, awesome. Thank you for being here. Sharon, good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, today I am teaching about helping you discover your intuitive abilities. And I want to talk about the 4 clairs with you. And that's what we're going to go over. So hopefully this is of interest to you. The 4 clairs that I'm going to be talking about today is clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. Do you know the difference between those? And honestly, you don't have to memorize those. Those mean clear seeing, clear feeling, clear hearing, clear knowing, in no particular order. Oh, awesome. A few more people are popping in. Jolie, Cheyenne, Nancy, thank you for being here. I'm talking about the 4 clairs: clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. Now, I've had students say to me, Michelle, I can't remember clairaudience from claircognizance. Don't worry about it. If we keep things simple, we're going to get far. So let's keep it simple. All we're talking about here is some people are better, their intuitive strength is clear seeing. So in other words, they see images in their mind's eye, or they see images with their eyes open. Does that make sense? That's clear seeing, that's clairvoyance, that's it. Rarely do you hear me say clairvoyance. I'll say, hey, she's a seer. Does that make, you know what I mean? So keep it simple. Clairvoyance is just clear seeing. Clairsentience is a feeler. You guys, in this group, we are empaths and sensitives. I think one of our strongest abilities here, we are feelers. We feel energy. We feel tension. We feel the tensions in a room, the anxieties, the happiness, the sadnesses, the yuckies, the good stuff. We feel it. Does that make sense? I bet most of us here, that's one of our strongest abilities. So you can be a seer, you can be a feeler, you can be a hearer. Clairaudience is hearing things that other people can't hear, hearing spirit, hearing noises. There's 2 ways that I've noticed hearing happens. I'll go over these real quick. Tomorrow I'm doing a live class on the deeper dive into this, but I'll do this really quickly. You know when you're reading a book to yourself and you're reading the words and you hear the words in your mind's eye in yourself? That's the kind of hearing that most of us have if you have that ability developed within you. Some people hear physical hearing. You hear a knock from spirit or from something. It feels like you literally heard it. I've only had that happen to me a few times in my mediumship life, when I heard a name and I thought someone in the room, another medium, had said the name of, and I remember the spirit said, Jimmy, Jimmy. And I thought the medium I was working with I said to her, yeah, his name is Jimmy, right? I got that too. And she goes, I never said Jimmy. So that's felt physical to me. Most of the time I'll hear things in my mind's eye like I'm reading a book. That is clairaudience, being able to hear. And then the last one I think is the trickiest to diagnose is claircognizant. But here's how I know if somebody is a knower. Just means they'll say to me, Michelle, I don't really feel it. I don't see it. I don't hear it. I just know that this is the answer. I just know it. And those are the claircognizants. Does that make sense? And that's really the best way I can identify a claircognizant is they'll just say to me, Michelle, I don't know. I just know. And that's how I can help the person. Now, do you have any questions about that? Why is it important? Rachel says, what about smells? Yeah, smells. I forget the term for it. alliance, but I'm not sure about that. There's an actual Claire for that, but it's we smell. You can smell a cigar from the spirit world, or smell cigarettes, or smell someone's perfume, or smell flowers, or smell like a rancid smell. Yeah, that is an intuitive ability too. Less people, many people don't talk about that one. It's not one of the major four, but it absolutely happens. It rarely happens to me though, rarely, but it can absolutely happen to you, Rachel. It could be one of your strongest. Did you just play an audio knock? I did go like this on the table, Sarah. I bet that's what you heard. Okay, so I'd like to take you through a quick exercise with these, and it's just so it's one thing to know about if you're a seer, a feeler, a hearer, or a knower, but wouldn't it be cool if you could do a little exercise and to embody it, to have an actual experience of it? I think it's Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza, who says, we don't live in a time of just knowing anymore. We're living in a time of knowing how. And I couldn't agree more. We want to know things, but we want to embody them as truths for ourselves. And not everything. Like there's some things I'm probably going to teach you that you're going to go, that does not resonate with me. And you throw it out the window. Like not every, you know what I mean? Like trust yourself. Claire Alliance's smell. Thank you, Linda. I thought that's what it was. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to take you through just a few minutes here of an exercise. I want you, if you can, I'd love for you to close your eyes. It's a quick little meditation. And then I want you to take, if you're driving, you're not doing this, but if you're okay to sit in your chair or somewhere, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, blow it out. We're just going to take a minute or two, and I'm going to take you through an experience where we can kind of see if you're a seer, feeler, hearer, or knower, and maybe even a smeller. All right, another deep breath in. Blow it away. And I want you to imagine, sense, and feel yourself in your bed. So just like even from this morning, you were in your bed this morning. Imagine, sense, and feel that now. What do you notice? What do you see? What do you feel? And as you're laying in your bed, if there's a window you can see out of, look out that window right now. And what do you notice? And now what I want you to do, I want you to see, imagine, sense yourself in your bed, doing a big stretch. Stretch your body. You're just waking up. And I want you to get out of bed and feel your feet on the floor. What do you notice about your floor? Do your feet land on a rug, wood floor, tile, something else? What temperature is the floor? Good. And what I want you to do now, imagine, sense, and feel yourself walking to the bathroom to brush your teeth. Get yourself to the bathroom, and I want you to pick up your toothbrush, feel that in your hand. I want you to get your toothpaste and hold it in the other hand. And I want you to put that toothpaste on your toothbrush. I want you to smell the toothpaste. What does it smell like as you put it on your toothbrush? And go ahead and brush your teeth. Notice if you can feel it, sense it, smell it. See it. Brush your teeth. Brush your teeth. And then whenever you're ready, take your toothbrush out, spit out that extra toothpaste, get some water, put it in your mouth, swish it around, gargle if you want to. Spit out that water and toothpaste. And I want you to take a towel and wipe your face off if you need to. I want you to look in the mirror and smile, and I want you to see your teeth sparkling, sparkling clean. And then whenever you're ready, open your eyes. Okay, I know that was kind of a fun little exercise, but I have some questions for you now. Stick with me, what were you able to see? Did you see yourself in bed? Did you feel yourself in bed? What smells did you smell? Did you smell the toothpaste? When you looked outside, what did you see, if anything? What else? When you put your feet on the floor, were you able to imagine, sense, and feel that? Did you actually see your feet on the floor? Did you feel your feet on the floor? What did you notice? Even though this exercise is simple, this is you discovering how you're wired. Was it easier for you to see things? Was it easier for you to feel things in that meditation? Was it easier for you to hear things? I kind of forgot to add a lot of hearing to that one, didn't I? Were you able to just know things? Type it in the chat right now. Tell me, did you feel more, see more, hear more, know more? Here's what we got so far. Carletta, that was cool. Thank you. You're welcome. Sarah, all of the senses. That doesn't surprise me with you, Sarah, because you consistently work on your abilities, so they're all open. Kimberly, I felt good. Amanda, all for me too. Awesome. Kim says, easier to see and feel. I've noticed that with most empaths. We are feelers and seers the most. All of it, says Dina. Yes, cool floor, dark room, heard the medicine cabinet. Good, Rachel. I forgot to add some guided imagery with the hearing all together. I experienced it all. So cool. Laurie says, feel and know, see and feel. I couldn't see me. I could feel the warmth and weight of the covers. I could see the sunlight out the window, feel the warmth. But it was a lot of just knowing and not seeing. Perfect, Julie. You don't need to see. I'm not a great seer myself, even though I've been doing this for years. I'm a feeler more than anything. But one is not better than another. Rachel, I smelled the toothpaste. Awesome. All of them, Shan. I saw and felt. Feel and smell and sight. So interesting. Tasted the toothpaste. Yes, Dina, all of them. Definitely smelled the toothpaste. I felt the cold outside. I heard my dog. LOL. Okay, awesome. Now, why is this important? Well, I guess there's a couple reasons. Number one, it's important because it's self-discovery. I think we're on this earth to figure out who we are, why we're here, how we're wired, and use those gifts to have great lives. And this is an exercise in self-discovery. Wow, I was able to see. Hey, I can hear. When you don't take the time to just do an exercise like this, we dismiss or we're unconscious to our abilities. Does that make sense? When you realize your gifts and put them in the forefront of your awareness, they become conscious. This is going to be a big statement, but our lives are better. We are leading our lives with our gifts and honoring them as opposed to being unconscious of them. This is a gift you have. When you understand that this is a gift and you hone that gift, you can use it in ways to serve your own life and to create more abundance in your own life and to help others too. I hope that was helpful. But sometimes it's just too many senses going on all at once. Yes, Amanda. And that is a big problem with empaths and sensitives. So we talked, I think it was last week or the week before, about turning our abilities off. Go back and watch that. And I think that would be helpful for you. We've got to stay aware of our abilities, and we also need to learn how to shut them down. Okay, so what we talked about in this video, but first, do you have any questions after that exercise? Any questions for me? Rachel says, yes, that's exactly what I want to do. Awesome, Rachel. If you have a desire to discover your abilities, then you have abilities, is what I always say. If you have any questions, post them in the chat. So I just want to recap real quick. We did a quick exercise on, are you a seer? Are you a feeler? Are you a hearer? Are you a knower? Or do you have some combination of those or all of those? There's no wrong answers. What I learned when I was developing many years ago is hone the one that's strongest first. Like develop that one, build that one, and pull that one into your life and watch your life get better and better. And then when you're ready, you can start to develop the other ones. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to answer a few of these questions. When one dominates, what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything, Laurie, except that now you're aware. Like seeing is not better than hearing. Hearing's not better than knowing. They're all equal. In the mediumship world, we used to laugh like I was just a feeler, and I would think that the seers had it easier in mediumship. I'm like, well, it's easier for you. You can see the spirit and describe it. I can only feel. And the seers would go, no, you have it easier. You can feel. You can tell if they're sad, if they're this, if they're lonely, if they're happy, and the love. And it was so funny. So we always had this joke about, it reminded me of like hair. The grass is always greener. Like we always want the other haircut. Trust me, like honor what is showing up for you. And one is not greater than the other, I promise. How do you fully trust the feeling or knowing? Julie, such a good question. Okay, step one, wake up to the message. Like, wake up to it, like be awake, become aware when you are getting a message, when you feel something, when you know something. Stop dismissing it as, we all do it. I do it. I still do it so much. In fact, I think that's one of the big things we do inside Intuition Circle, which I'm not planning on talking about much, but that's a big thing we learn inside of there. Like, wake up to the message, like honor it. Step one. Step two, take action towards it. That's how you really start to trust yourself, right? Like we could say, oh, I just got a message from myself or from spirit or from a guide, whatever you believe in. But if we don't take an action step on the message, the trust isn't there. If you don't take action, you're saying, I don't trust the message, or the message doesn't have value. So if you ask me, how do you start to fully trust the feeling or the knowing, is to move in the direction of the message. That is you saying, I have faith in this message. I'm trusting this message. Yeah, I'm scared to do this because we can't see the whole picture like other dimensions can. We can't see the big picture. We can only see a few steps. So we have to trust, and we trust by stepping forward with the message. Is that helpful, Julie? That's such a good question. How do we figure out what to do with our abilities? My whole life I've asked, what is the point of all this? Jamie, another great question that gave me chills. What do you want to do with your abilities? This is for anyone who's interested in this question. How do we figure out what to do with our abilities? Jamie, I know this feeling. I know this question because I had it for so long. One of the things that really helped me is maybe start inside. That's always the best place. Go inside and say, what am I called to do with my abilities? Sit with yourself. I love to do automatic writing. Or just sit with your journal and write or listen to what comes to you. Trust it. Write it down. The next thing I do and did is I start to look out in the world at other people using their abilities and like, that's interesting. I like what she's doing. Like, Jamie, look at me. Do you like what I'm doing with my abilities? I teach people how to work with their abilities. Do you like that? Are you drawn to that? If you are, then that's one of your avenues to go down. So you would look at, if I'm just using me as an example, but if that were true, then you could look at me and say, wow, she helps other people develop their abilities. Would I want to do that someday? And you probably go, oh, I can't, or who knows. But just allow yourself to start thinking of, what am I supposed to do with this? And it doesn't happen in a moment. Maybe it does. Maybe you get a message, but it's something like it feels like, what's the word? What's the word? When it needs like time to rev up. Do you know what I mean? It takes time. Give yourself time. Seed it. Work with it. Like give it time. To me, it always feels like a glass of water and I'm dropping one dip or one drop of food coloring in it. And let's say I have red food coloring and I put one drop in the glass. The water doesn't turn red right away, right? It just turns barely noticeable. Drop 2, barely noticeable. Drop 3, drop 4, drop 5, it starts to look a little pink. Drop 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, I'm noticing a little bit of the red. I feel like that's what this is like, Jamie. Allow yourself, keep dripping the question, and I promise you'll turn to the color that you're meant to be, that you already are. Okay, thank you, that's true. I can feel everything around me. Yes, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna answer one more question. At bedtime, I've been smelling cigarette smoke and my mom was a heavy smoker. Does that mean she has been visiting me just before sleep? Aaron, in my world, that's what it means. I got chills all over, so I think that's what it means for you too. That's what it means to me. Now, you don't need someone like me to tell you that. Let's think about it. You already knew that because you said it. Like, does that mean my mom's visiting me? And if you needed a validation for that, I'm giving it to you, but you didn't need that. Yes, you smelled the cigarette smoke. Your mom's a heavy smoker, and you had the thought, could this be my mom visiting me? Trust that thought. Trust that intuitive hit. Now, what most people will do is sit on the fence like, I wonder if that was my mom. No, could it have been? Am I crazy? There's not a lot of growth and development in that. The growth and development comes when you trust your intuition. Say, you can just do this in your own head. I'm going to believe it was my mom. And if that's true, Mom, talk to me now. Mom, what would you say next? Mom, I believe this is you. If you do that, and again, you don't have to share it with the world, do it in your head and in your heart. That is where your growth and development and your intuition will come from. It doesn't come from sitting on the fence wondering if you're crazy or not. Okay, was that helpful, Aaron? Okay, awesome. Okay, good. I don't think I see any more questions. I hope that was helpful. This tomorrow, if you love this kind of stuff, tomorrow I am doing a live masterclass at 1 o'clock Eastern. It's going to be for an hour, but honestly, it always goes over by the time we ask questions and talk to each other. So it's probably going to be more like an hour and 15 minutes. But we're going to do so many things like I'm going to take you deeper into the seeing, feeling, hearing, smelling. I'm going to take you deeper into the clairs. What else are we doing on that masterclass? I have it right here on my phone. We're going to talk about protecting and shielding your energy. And that's all I'm going to say about that. We're going to talk about the fears and blocks you may be holding on to that are stopping you from developing your intuition. When you keep your gifts, we're going to talk about like keeping your gifts a secret or sharing them with others. I'm also going to be giving away a few prizes and bonuses at the end. We're going to have a live Q&A. If you're interested, I think I put the link in the description. If you need that link, just raise your hand and say, I'd like to sign up. I'll make sure you get the link. That would be great. Awesome. You're welcome, Aaron. I hope that was helpful. Amanda, you're welcome. Oh, Deborah, thank you for being here. Okay, I hope that was really helpful. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you tomorrow if you decide to join the masterclass. It's called 7 Steps to Develop Your Psychic Intuitive Abilities. And if you don't want to join that, no worries. I'm back here next Tuesday. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.